What's up, boys and girls? It's your boy, Paper Warrior 20, where you're going to get an opinion on anything and everything that I think you should know my opinion on. Because after all, that's who's most important in life, right? It's me, the guy you'll never see, the guy you'll never hear from again. But here we have Survivor New Era contestants, and we're going to put them in a tier list. Now, listen, you're going to ask, do I know all of these players? Do I know their names? Do I know who they are? No, I don't. But we're going to go off vibes based on what I remember. We're not going to take this too seriously, okay? I hope the comments don't go too crazy when I look back on this in 5 years, when this channel is to the moon, like Doge. In fact, instead of S tier, we're going to call this the Doge tier. Politics really ruined the Doge meme coin, but we're going to bring it back here. And I didn't put it a F tier because you know what? We're going to be nice to these people. But this is what I'm going to be naming the D tier, the lowest tier. Now, listen, I know there's some RizGod fans out there, but he belongs in the lowest tier. He belongs there. Where is he on this list? As you can see, there's a lot of people. Where's RizGod? Let's bring him up here. Rizgod, I think he gets his own tier. Listen, the guy's a funny dude, but I can't listen to him cry about anything else. We're in Survivor 50. He's crying about what? His mom? His mommy? Want to go talk to his mommy? He's crying about Savannah leaving. Savannah leaving is good for him. We'll leave it at that. All right, but let's start off this tier list with this guy. If I was telling the truth and I was being honest with everybody out there, I don't remember who this guy, he's Abraham. I remember him now. Abraham. Do I remember what he brought to the table? No. Do I remember anything he did? No. I remember he was a first boot though. We'll put him in C tier because again, Rizgod tier is reserved for Rizgod. He needs to get his beatings down there a little bit. We have this girl. Listen, not to objectify anybody here, but come on, look at it. Got to put her in B tier. Again, we're going off vibes. Again, if I asked 95% of you Survivor fans out there to list every person on this list, you wouldn't be able to do it. And I know why is because Survivor's gone downhill, but that's a conversation for another day. This here, this is my dude Voce. Again, I just remember him giving douche vibes, but I think you kind of have to be a douche to be on Survivor. We're going to put him in C tier. I think he's on the same tier as my man Abraham, which again, don't remember anything he did. At least this guy's, you know what? At least this guy's memorable. We're changing this tier to at least memorable tier. At least memorable tier. This guy, I remember he went home with an idol in his pocket. So that's memorable in a sense. You know what? Ooh, Brad, he was at least memorable. You at least knew what he was doing. And he went home with an idol in his pocket from what I remember, and he was kind of a fun guy. Didn't he like make ice cream or he did something with somebody's feet? I don't know. In this here, this guy, my man JD. I just remember him throwing up his his bean bag like Kobe. But now we're shouting bam when we throw things into a basket or onto a platform. It's changed from Kobe. I don't know. Sound off in the comments. Mergatory. She coined Mergatory. I like her for that. But outside of her coining Mergatory, what's her name? What'd she do? I don't know. She's going in the Who tier. Also, this lady. Who? 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 This lady, she was on the challenge, I believe. I hear she's at least a beast. But again, who? Who? This is my boy Nasir. I love my boy Nasir. He really deserved a second chance. We're gonna put him in. You know what? Let's put him in the A tier. He was he was at least fun. I liked him. I'm gonna do the same with Evie, not Eva. Two different E names, which is annoying. But that's what we do. She was smart. She lasted fairly long from what I remember. And, she did her thing. She survived. She was friends with my boy Xander, from what I remember. And I've seen her on podcasts and things, and she was smart there. Shan. Now, don't get me wrong, when I was watching the season, I hated Shan. But looking back on it, she brought some spice that we're missing in the new era that we're just not getting from anybody else. I'm putting her at the top of A tier. I just know that this girl, got the knowledge is power. Xander swooped her with the knowledge is power. Put her at the top of this list. I mean, we're gonna put Brad up here. We're gonna put, yeah, Liana. Liana. She was fun. She brought a little bit of spice. I remember there was like a secret scene with her and Xander like flirting or something. It was good stuff. Deshaun, he played in the NFL. I like him for that. But we're gonna put him in the A tier. He's not. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's as good as my boy Nasir. Okay, Ricard. Ricard goes right there with Shan, right? He's right there on that same level. He's just as mischievous. I think I'd put him right above Shan. You know, he shut down Jeff Probst. Come on in, guys. Didn't like it at the time. Still think it's kind of silly, but he was pretty funny in that. Heather, I think she's going in the Riz God category. Our first member of the Riz God category. Listen, everyone says that she had a chance to win. Did I see it? No. Did anyone else out there see it? Probably not. Xander. You know what? I'm not as high on Xander as everyone else. I thought he was kind of a dweeb when he was playing, kind of a loser. But we'll put him in here. He's behind Shan and Ricard. Okay, I'd say this is the top three right here: Ricard, Shan, Xander. Deshaun, he made it to the end, but again, who? I think he belongs at the top of the who list. No, I think Tiffany. Tiffany is her name. I think she belongs at the top of the who list, but Deshaun is second place. And now Erica, the winner. Now listen here. I believe it or not, I was maybe the one person to actually call Erica winning before it actually happened. And for that reason, Erica always has a warm spot in my heart. Anything Erica does from here to the end of time, she can get away with. I'll never stop her. Erica, she's in Doge tier. This guy, yes, no, booted off, medical emergency, the first day, you know, seemed kind of fun to start off with. I'll put him right behind JD just because, again, vibes. This little dweeb, he's the brother of the guy that was on Big Brother. He, I saw he made a video where he was like, these are the people that were on different seasons of Survivor. Again, I don't really know. I don't really care. All I know about you is you had a crush on Marianne or Marianne had a crush on you. To the bottom of the Who tier. This lady, towards the bottom of the Who tier. Same with this lady. Who? Same with, we have this stretch of women in Survivor 42. They're just who? Who? I guess maybe it's because I haven't watched the season recently, but who are they? I just remember this guy being very bad. I'm putting him at the bottom of his god tier. He lost an idol, or like somebody gave him an idol and he lost it. That's all I remember. Who? 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 Oh, no, 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 no. This is Roxroy, the Riz God before Riz God. This is the original Riz God that brought on this bravosity. into the show. I'm putting him in at least memorable. He was uh, he had the weird glasses like he was Horace Grant from the 1980s. You can't go against Roxroy like that. Tori, Tori's next up. And let me tell you, I don't have a lot of crushes on Survivor nowadays. I've moved past that stage in my life. Gotten to this old, ripe age where I feel like I'm at unk status. But Tori, come on. Come on. We're putting her in A tier just because of who she is and what she represents as a person. Her personality. Hi, hi, is he was memorable. I liked him enough. Put him in at least memorable. Drea. I hear there was drama with Drea and the jury, but don't know much beyond that. We're putting her in, she's above high. I remember these two being linked, but that's all I remember. Omer. Omer, he's a funny guy. I like his thoughts on birds. I like emus. I like penguins. I like ostriches. I'm gonna put him in A. I'm gonna put him above Xander. I remember her being like a challenge beast, and she was smart, and she was with him. I'm gonna put she was memorable. I think she was more memorable than Drea and High. This Liana, I don't know why I have Liana up here at the top. I'm gonna put her back a little bit. Jonathan. Jonathan, you know what? Jonathan's my goat. Don't at me. Don't at me. Don't at me. He is legendary for one reason and one reason only. Maybe two. His pecs. Man, don't even get me started on this guy. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore out there, Romeo. You made it to the end. That's all I remember about you. You're going in who category? This, again, don't remember his name. I just know he's my boy from Hoboken. He's a firefighter. We like firefighters, and I remember him being funny. So, he's like he's in the Xander tier category. They're in the same kind of vibe. Now, this is my hot take. Nobody crucify me here. Marianne, listen, I'm sure she warms up to you and to people when you meet her in person. On my TV, oh my goodness, stop talking. But she was smart, she was funny, so she has to be above who I mean, she at least knows what she's doing. She knows what's going on. I'm going to put her in at least memorable, at the very top of at least memorable. I think she deserves it. I think if maybe I was a different kind of person and had a different personality, then I would put her up higher. But Marianne goes in at my at least memorable tier. Speaking of who, you know what? I like her hair. She's colorful. She's nice. I at least remember that. Hmm. See, this is where we get into trouble. Don't know who this is. 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 I know. Now here's you guys are not going to like my thoughts on a lot of these people. I just know that she had a beef with my goat. Where is my goat? Let's end the suspense. Allie Gabler. We changed the Doge tier to the Alligabler tier. He is single-handedly the GOAT, and I don't think enough respect gets put on his name. Okay, this man got in tight with the important people in his tribe. He knew what to do. He knew what to say. He knew how to get with these people, and he used them till the end. Now listen, does he have some whack-ass views on Idaho? Yes. Does he or does he not smoke meth? Maybe, maybe not. But we're going to put him at the top of Alligabler tier because that's where he belongs. But back to this. I just know that she started a fight with Alligabler, and Alligabler got her out. So we have to put her in at least memorable, but we're going to put her at the bottom because boo, keep Alligabler in the game. Dwight, Dwight. I just, he gave up an idol to the bottom. Her. Now, hear me out. Tori, number one crush tier since Survivor 40. I think Janine goes number two. And we're going to put her right there next to her because you belong on the same tier list, because that's why I'm ranking you so high. James Jones. I remember he has a fun voice, but he doesn't belong above Dre. He doesn't belong above High. I'm going to put him there. Hmm. Don't know who that is, but he can go there. She has a missing leg, and she was on Beast Games. You know what? You deserve to be in the middle of at least memorable tier because I remember you don't have a leg. Sammy. Now, okay. I listened to Rob Has a Podcast interview with Sammy, and I don't think I have heard anything quite like that. If you're into a podcast and you're into Survivor podcasts, go check out this podcast. I'm sure you can find it. He must have been on substances. Like, that's the only way I can explain what was happening there, which is crazy because I thought he was like from BYU. But again, he was memorable. I liked him fine. He was kind of a dope. I'm going to put him behind James Jones. Cody. Cody is, oh, I'm, hmm, hmm. Co- Cody goes there. Cody was fun. Cody was my kind of guy. Okay. Smoking weed, living in Hawaii, getting tattoos on your butt. But we need to speed this up. We're only on 43. Carla, put her at the bottom. I don't like you, Carla. You annoyed me when you're on the show. I couldn't stop rooting for you to lose, especially when you broke your finger. I was like, just be done. Jesse, he belongs in the GOAT category. I'm going to put him above Jonathan. Owen, he's always annoyed me. I think I might add him to the Riz God category. Not a big fan of the guy. Cassidy, listen, if Allie Gabler wasn't the GOAT, Cassidy would 100% deserve the win. I'm putting her right above Cody. Right above Cody. I think that's where she belongs. Where Cody was a little bit more fun, Cassidy was a little bit more cutthroat. See, and this is the problem with these 40 seasons is the new era seasons. The pre-merge boots are maybe the least memorable people in the history of humanity. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? This guy, he hurt his shoulder. So you know what? You're getting paired with the girl that lost her leg. It's not equivalent, but it's the only thing I have to remember who you are. Now, this man was the one that Jam Jam was able to like suss out that he was lying about the idol. And for that reason, I think he goes behind Sammy. Again, we're seeing a little bit of a category here. These people have difficulty with limbs. These people aren't the smartest. Don't see, here's the problem is a lot of these people I remember for one specific thing, but I don't remember their name. This guy, I just know that he was dating somebody on the show. I'm gonna put him behind Romeo. Why not? He played in the NFL, from what I remember. But again, do I remember anything else about him? No. And I think it's more of a sin to actually make it far in the game and for me to not know anything about you. So he has to go towards the bottom. I'm sorry. Kane. Again, same category. Don't know anything about you besides the fact that you were on Survivor. See, okay, this is the girl that's dating this guy. And you know what? For that reason, you deserve to go. You know what? I remember who you were. You had like fun, smart comments. I'm gonna put you High, behind High. That's where you belong. High was a little bit more mischievous. I remember him complaining about meat. You We're talking about a different kind of meat. I apologize for that. Danny, he was just annoying. I put him in the same category as Carla, put him towards the bottom. Jamie, now she's going in my self imposed crush tier. Where does this go? Yes. For some reason, Jamie, oh my goodness. Same same with her buddy. Don't remember her name, but I remember being a smoke show, absolute smoke show. Carson, I'm putting in Riz God category. What are you doing? You annoyed me on the show. You annoyed me after the show. Stop talking about your puzzles. Get a life, touch grass, which is ironic that I'm doing this and telling somebody to touch grass. Caroline, Carolyn, Carolyn, top of A tier. Top of A tier. I think she's in the card Shan category, but she's easily at the top. Listen, she's fun. I thought she deserved to win that season, and that's where I stand. Heidi, Heidi, at least you didn't annoy me. So you're above these three. You didn't annoy me, so I like you fine. Jam Jam, again, you annoyed me, but I have to give you some respect. I'm putting you in the same category with Marianne. Annoyed me, probably very good at the game. I'll probably warm up to you if I meet you in person, but on the TV, I'm sick of you. Whoa. Does she dethrone Rizgod in the Rizgod category? She liked her vapes. She liked to be out there, but done with her. I does Rizgod? How do I order this? I think Rizgod has to be at the bottom of the Rizgod tier because we hate Rizgod, but she has to be easily be the second in the Rizgod category. Survivor 45 has a lot of people that are going to go in the Rizgod category. He's going in the Rizgod category simply for the fact that he couldn't get up a ladder. And this person is going to get up on the Riz God category because he quit. Don't remember a lot more about him. She was fun. I remember her, but probably in the Sammy tier, James Jones tier. Just don't remember a lot. Marlon Brando over here. I just remember the name because I thought it was so ridiculous, but probably put you towards the middle of the Who tier. This girl, who put her at put her just somewhere in there. Sifu. I think my biases are showing here because I love Sifu. I think I just like the big dudes that have weird personalities. I'm putting him in A tier, and I don't care what anyone has to say. I thought his ninja garb was fun. He does karate. He was a fun guy. He was being a little playful out there. I'm putting him in, you know, the Mike Hoboken tier. I think that sounds right. Which we're gonna put another A tier in here, Caleb. That again, he's in the Cassidy, he's in the Cody kind of tier. I'm gonna put him right above those two. He just has a lot of charisma. He has a lot of riz, and I like that riz. Kelly, most memorable thing about her is her leaving. Ah, I'm gonna put it behind the injuries because the injuries were more fun than her going, what the hell, guys? I mean, I feel like any of us could have done that. This lady, I talked about Allie Gabler smoking something. I feel like she had to have been on some ayahuasca or something. But because of that, she's not a Who character. I think she goes right there with the Sammy and the guy that got duped by Jam Jam. Bruce, my boy Bruce. I love Bruce. He's a funny guy, but I don't like him as much as Nasir. I don't like him as much as Danny and Evie. I'm gonna put him in memorable, but I'm gonna put him above Sammy. Emily Flippin. Now, she's memorable. Do I like her? No. Do I think she brings a certain amount of drama and good times? Yes. In this bottom Rizgod category, it's reserved for people that I genuinely dislike with a passion. Emily Flippin, she has her moments where she irritates me, but she has her moments where I'm like, okay, I like that she's bringing some sauce to the TV. And for that reason, I'm putting her behind Jam Jam. The Jeopardy God himself, Riz God, Jeopardy God. No, I'm not putting him down there. I'm putting him in the middle. I'm putting him above this Kelly girl. He belongs above Kelly. At least he was smart and he was fun. Julie, her parting words. I hope you become a lawyer. Stop being so pretentious. Get over yourself. I'm putting her behind the girl that smokes ayahuasca. Now, this lady, mm, listen, I'm a Jake guy. I love Jake. Don't roast me in the comments here. I'm putting Jake in my alligator tier. He has the certain vibe that comes with the alligator tier. If I were to tell you before this video started whether I put Jake and the alligator in the same tier, I think you would all say yes. I think I just put them higher than the rest of you. Alligator and Jake belong in the top tier. Are they going to win 100 out of 100 games? No. Are they going to win 90? No. Are they going to win 80? No. Are they going to win 50? Probably not. But they're good TV. This lady, not a big fan. She annoyed the ever living hell out of me. More than Heather, more than Owen. So I have to put them above more than Carson. I don't remember that guy, so I'm going to put her above that. But she wasn't a quitter. I like that. Austin. Austin, he liked his sandwiches. And I like that he liked his sandwiches. I'm putting him in the A tier, but he belongs behind Caleb. You know what? He belongs towards the bottom. I'm going to put him behind Evie. No, I'm putting him above Evie. He was fun. He liked sandwiches. He had a crush on D. We can get over it. D, we're putting her in that alligator tier, sadly, in front of Jake, but still, she's great. She's amazing. She's smart. She's funny. Does CrossFit. I mean, put her up there. Jelinski, my boy. This is my we're putting Jelinski. Oh. I can't. Oh, you know what? Brandon Donlin edges out Jelinski for the simple fact that Jelinski could probably get up a ladder, but they're in the same tier. This lady, mm, I remember her crying a lot, but she was my preseason pick for Survivor 46. You know, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you correctly pick that Erica is going to win Survivor 41. Sometimes you incorrectly state that this lady was going to win Survivor and she was just out of her element. And for that reason, I liked her in the preseason. I'm going to put her in. She was memorable. She had good times. She was a fun girl. I liked her. Putting him in who? I almost forgot about Banu. Who who is this man? My boy Banu. Oh, he, does he take over Rizgod in the Rizgod category? Do we have to name this the Banu category now? Oh, leave it in the comments. Do we put we have we're you know what? I think that's an accurate representation of everybody in this bottom tier. Is you didn't win $1 million. In fact, I hated you, but at least somebody liked you. 1 million hearts. We can give you 1 million hearts. And Banu, you're at the bottom of that category. And in fact, if I wanted to and I wanted to do something a little bit special, I would create a separate category just to put you there. Banu, Banu. This lady, we're gonna put her in my crush tier list. Where is my crush tier list? I lost track. I'm gonna put her in front of Janine. You know, these lovely women belong in the crush tier list. You know what? I put Jonathan too high. I think I'm putting Jonathan in the crush tier list too. This A tier list is a mix of a lot of different things, but in that middle right there, you just see who I think is eye candy. And I think number one is Jonathan and Sifu right there. Mariah, who, again, just a bland piece of toast. Who, this guy, who, Soda. Now I saw on TikTok that she lost a ton of weight. Go Soda. And she was memorable. She liked to start fights. She wanted to take away the immunity idol from the one girl. I'm gonna put her right above Voce. If I told you Soda and Voce, they'd seem like the same kind of category. Right? Well, Voce went home so early and he's kind of a douche, so never mind. But Voce, Tevin. Now he belongs. Where is it? Where is it? Where was the girl with the rainbow hair? The rainbow hair girl. I think Tevin belongs in the same right above rainbow hair girl. I mean, same kind of vibes, right? Like we're gonna be fun, we're gonna be charismatic, but still don't remember a lot about you. And I'm putting Hunter right there with him. Who are we talking about here? Done with you guys. Tiffany. I like Tiffany a lot. Tiffany. Oh, I'm putting her behind Cody. I'm putting her behind. No, I'm putting her above Omer. Tiffany's fun. I like Tiffany. She's a firecracker. Venus, another addition to the crush tier list, but I'm putting her behind Tori, sadly. Q. Okay, now we're playing with fire here. I'm putting Q. Mm, see, he's so much fun. I'm putting Q right above Cody. If you had to give me Cody or Q, one game of Survivor, the aliens have the death beam pointed at the world. I have to pick one person to win a game of Survivor. I'm picking Q over Cody. Mariah. She she belongs in the million hearts category. I just because of what she did at the end. I mean, was she kind of given a raw deal? Yes. I'll put her, but she annoyed me, but I liked her. I was rooting for her most of the game. I'm gonna put her in. She was at least memorable. I'm pissed. That's this lady. And she belongs, you know, behind Drea, behind High, behind this lady. No, in front of this lady. I at least remember Liz's name. That's kind of what this tier is I at least remember your name and I like you. Ben. Now Ben was memorable. Was he the best at Survivor? No. He belongs at the bottom. I like Ben, but no. Charlie. See, there's something about a Harvard man that likes Taylor Swift that makes me want to put him in the A list. I'm going to put him above Evie. I'm going to put him above Evie. I think that's right. And I think I'm going to put Deshaun to the bottom. He, of all these people here, I think he deserves to not be in the tier list in this A tier, but we're going to keep him there because I like him. Kenzie. Now, Kenzie, the mermaid dragon. We're going to put Kenzie. I liked Kenzie more than Charlie. No, I like Charlie more than Kenzie, but because she was just better at the game than Charlie, I think. Everyone talks about how Charlie was robbed, right? But I think if you put them in a game together again, I think Kenzie is more likely to win a game of Survivor than Charlie is. Simply, I mean, we like to not talk about the fact that it's a game of class, right? We're talking about people that need some money here, and it's $1 million. And because of that, I think Kenzie is going to win more times than Charlie's going to win. And for that reason, I'm going to make this the Mermaid Dragon tier. And I'm going to put her in the top. I like Carolyn. I'm putting Charlie above Carolyn. I'm putting Ricard above Carolyn. I'm putting Cody's up there. Caleb's up there. We have my crush tier list. Now, this is just an amalgamation of everything that doesn't belong anywhere else. And I think I put too many people on this list, but we're going with it. John Levitt. If I didn't know you for the podcast, I wouldn't know who you are. And for that reason, I'm putting you at the bottom of the who tier. You came in with an advantage and you squandered that advantage. Who, 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 you, mm. Now, this is the latest addition to the crush tier list. She's going that. Annika, perfect. Okay, Rome is going in a million hearts. Did he win my heart? No, he did not. I think he's on the same wavelength as the Riz God. I think, who do I hate more, Riz God or Rome? And I couldn't tell you. So we're going to put him there. This lady, putting her, who, this girl, she was friends with Sam. So I'm going to put her in, at least she was memorable. You know what? Looking back on it, put this girl down here. She doesn't belong here. Put Voce down here. Wait, no. Voce, I remember him for being a douche, so we'll leave him there. Saul. Now, my boy Saul, automatically up here to the top. He, do I put Saul in the middle of my crush portion of my tier list? Now, I think Saul and seafood, Saul and Sifu are kind of hand in hand for me. Right there, one and two, A and B. Gabe, I want to put you in who just because I think that would be funny after you did your whole little I'll be back thing, because I don't think you'll be back. And I think you're irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, just like the rest of us. I'm putting you towards the top of the who list. I'm putting you above Tevin and Hunter. This guy, that suit called Poor. Again, what did he do? He won a couple challenges, but I remember those being like Mickey Mouse challenges. Like we're all like, okay, you're LeBron in 2020. Stop talking about it. I'm putting him behind Hunter in the Who tier list. This girl, I remember on the podcast, everyone was like, oh, wow, she's so nice. She's so fun. I just remember her being overly cheery and it pissing me off. She's going behind those two in the Who tier list. Andy. Oh. See, there was a couple episode stretch where I really loved Andy and I was rooting for him to win. But it turned into a million hearts kind of territory towards the end where I was just like, you gotta stop, dude. You gotta be a little bit more aware of what you're doing here. I hear he likes adult diapers. I'm gonna put him in memorable category right behind. No, he's above high. He's above Liz, is that her name? I'm putting him with Emily Flippin. I feel like Emily Flippin and Andy kind of have the same vibe where sometimes I like you, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I think you're annoying. Sometimes I think I could grab a beer with you. Genevieve. Now, this might be my hottest take of the video. Don't get at me, crowd. But Genevieve belongs in the Million Hearts tier. She belongs at the bottom, maybe at the top of the bottom, but maybe one of the most annoying tropes in all of Survivor that she exploited time and time again is I'm not here to make friends. Oh, wait, I really want to have friends. And I swear, if she brought up not making friends out there on the island one more time, I thought I was going to gouge my eyeballs out and shove them into my ears just so I wouldn't have to hear any more conversation about friends anymore. Teeny, again, what did they do in the game? I could not tell you. They were there. They were kind of annoying. They talked about dressing like a scarecrow. I'm putting them at the bottom of at least memorable. Sue, Sue goes right there with Teeny. What are you doing out there, Sue? Sam. Now I like my boy Sam. I He's kind of in that Caleb category where he has that inherent riz, but I don't think he's as smart as like a Shane. I don't think he's as I think he's smarter than Cody. I'm gonna put him there. I'm gonna put I think that's a correct list. Is I think that's going okay. Rachel, Rachel. I liked her. She probably belongs at the top of this list. Above Sam, of course. Above Shan. Above Caleb. Above Carolyn. Above Ricard. See, the top of this list are people that I think could win most of the seasons that they're on, but it's kind of a toss up, kind of a mix up. And I think Charlie's more inherently likable than Rachel. So I'm going to leave them like that. This lady, going to put her in who? This guy, going to put her in who? Oh, the pizza maker. The pizza maker. This is my boy. But he wasn't that great. I'm gonna give him a little sauce. He's a little mermaid dragon. I think he got screwed. I think if he made it past that tribal council, he had legs and he was gonna make a run for it. So I'm gonna put him in mermaid dragon. Now Thomas. He belongs above at least memorable. He belongs mermaid dragon, and I'd almost put him towards the top of this list. I think Thomas was absolutely robbed. And by just because of the track record and because he didn't make it long, I'm going to put it in there. This girl, I know she was tight with Thomas. I'm putting her in who. This lady, putting her in who. Say. Now I like Say. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I like Say. I'm putting her. See, this is the hard thing with these lists is she's not as good as these people here, but she's more entertaining. I'm putting her above Liz. I feel like they had the same kind of archetype. Cedric. Now, this list of people is so long that I have to like scroll up. I am putting Cedric. Where is my soul? Saul. Where is my. Yeah, Cedric belongs in that Sifu Saul kind of territory, edging towards my crush list, but we'll leave it there. Who David. David. Okay, I like David. He was memorable. I liked how he stood, but I feel like that's in the same category as like the Kelly of the world, where you're the most memorable when you're outside of the game or you're leaving the game. Don't want you anywhere near the top of this list. Star to me, Star. She was memorable. She didn't do anything, but she was silly, I guess. I'll put her there. This lady, put her I'll put her. She brought some chaos. She fought with Say. I'm going to put her with Say. Shaheen. Now, when I said Genevieve was at the bottom of my list, that she annoyed me deeply, I think Shaheen, also an objective tier list, probably deserves to be higher. On my tier list, he's going where he deserves to be, and that's at the bottom. That's in the million hearts category. Was not a fan. Mitch, I liked Mitch's story. It was wholesome. And I like that about him. I'm putting him, you know what? Put him in the A category underneath my crush tier. I'm putting him in my Nasir, my Austin kind of clump of players. He brought some spice, he brought some entertainment, he brought a good story and something to the actual TV, which you can't say for a lot of these people down here, other than Marianne and Jam Jam and Emily and Andy. And making tier lists is hard, but we're sticking to it. Camilla. Now I like Camilla. I think Camilla could win a lot of games if you put her in 100 simulations. I think she deserves to be in front of Sam. Take that. Joe. Now hear me out. It's not just because I like somebody from California. I love Joe. I think Joe, people underestimate Joe. I think Joe has a brain. I think Joe knows what he's doing. I think Joe likes to play a little bit of the dumb jock, idiot kind of archetype, but he belongs in the top of this list. Eva, I can't put you in who. I'm putting you. I think you're just kind of dull. I liked your story, but you weren't a lot of fun. I'm gonna I'm gonna put you next to Brad and right next to Liana from Survivor 41. Don't know if that's where you belong, but that's where I'm gonna put you. Kyle. Kyle, you know, again, my hot take. I think Survivor 48 had two of the greatest players of all time. Don't at me in Joe and Kyle. And I think it's not even close. Again, maybe I'm showing my preferences, but give me D, give me Allie Gabler, give me Jesse, give me Kyle, give me Joe, give me Erica. And I'm happy with that list. She threw up. Trashy Annie, that's her name. Got bit by a sea crate. You're at least memorable, and you're a stripper. So I'll put you above Eva. This guy belongs in the Million Hearts category. And oh, I'm going to put him above the quitters. At least he didn't quit. But my goodness, was he the most fake person I've ever seen on the show? I don't think any of it was real. I think it was all a facade just to get more attention, just to make it look like he was cool. He was trying to be Thomas without being Thomas. This guy, he lugs airport materials. This guy, again, irrelevant. Oh, this is the God lady. You know what? You're fun. You're at least memorable. And you know what? You're more memorable than all these people, but you weren't as good at the game. I'm putting you above Miss Lawyer here. You know, and you probably, the lawyer lady and the God lady probably think of themselves at the same kind of stratosphere of moral superiority. And for that reason, they don't deserve to be at the top of the list. Nate, he works on Marvel movies. That automatically puts him in Mermaid Dragon tier, right above Sifu. You know, I never liked this lady. I'm gonna put her at the bottom of least memorable. I've never liked this guy. You know, I like Jawan. Jawan, Jawan was a funny dude. I kind of like the gap in his teeth. I'm putting him next to the guy that got evacuated. See, I'm coming up with all these hot takes. You know, not a lot, but this is one of them. I really hated this lady. You know what? Maybe this is what it is. Ever since I was a kid, I have not been able to understand people that wear the flip-flops with like the little toe holder. What are they? The Tivas. It grosses me out. Feet in general gross me out. And I think she exemplifies somebody that wears a sandal with a toe holder. And for that reason, she goes right next to this fake person because I feel like you need to be a certain level of fake and annoying to put your foot in a little toe holder, put your big toe in a little toe holder. This guy was fine. What did he do? Not much. He's in the soda territory. Sage. I didn't like all her armpit and blackhead and poop stuff. I'm putting her at the bottom of least memorable. I don't know this lady's name. I forgot her name. And for that reason, she's at the bottom. Sophie. Sophie Baldery. I think she belongs in the same list, in the same sentence as Eva. Both made the final three. Both were big characters. Both got on my nerves a little bit. Both didn't really have a mind for the game. In Savannah, I like that she brought some spice. I think we miss a lot of spice in Survivor. I would put her beneath Rachel. I would put her beneath Ricard and put her above Camilla. I'm going to put her there. I like that she brought some spice and I like that she was able to build alliances. But that's my list. Now, let me talk about this a little bit. I think that there's an ease. Maybe this is showing why I'm not a big fan of Survivor nowadays, is because I feel like a lot of people at the top of my list aren't necessarily on the top of a lot of people's lists, and maybe I'm looking for something different out of Survivor than a lot of people do. Alligabler, Jesse, D, Jake, Erica, Joe, Kyle. Easily, 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 I think a step above the rest. Maybe that's brain dead, but we're going to keep it at that. In this right here, these three, this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, this main group right here are people that I think could win any given season. They have a good chance at winning, but they miss a little spice sometimes. This group here, Tiffany, Omer, Xander, Mike, and then this group are kind of like my dudes. Like I vibe with these guys. I'll put Pizza Guy in there too. I vibe with these guys. I want to go get a beer with these guys, and we're gonna put them there. Kind of the equivalent is my crushes. We got Jonathan, and we have this set of girls from these seasons going back to 44. Man, oh man, crazy, perfect, gorgeous. And then at the bottom of the Mermaid Dragon tier, we have kind of an amalgamation of people that I liked. At least memorable tier. Listen, Marion and Jam Jan, Emily, Andy, they could be in a different tier. I just didn't want to put them in a different tier. They did a little too much to kind of bug me to put them in a different tier. Easily my least favorite Survivor season, 49. You see that a lot at the bottom here. But a lot of these people are just kind of, I remember something about them, but they're there and not much else. The Who category, listen, a lot of people in Survivor I don't remember the name of, and this is a lot of them. But there's a Million Hearts category, and this makes me think that I'm not as big of a fan of Survivor as I should be or as I have been recently. These are people that I just couldn't stand, and if I put them anywhere higher on the list, I was going to be bugged with myself. Genevieve and Shaheen, yes, maybe they were okay. Maybe they did well. They bugged the hell out of me, and they deserve to be at the bottom of the list. Banu, Rizgod, Rome, the guy who couldn't get up the ladder, Jelinski, quitters, and just people that were all around fake. But that's my list. Sound off in the comments. What do you think? It was good to see you. But yeah, Paper Warrior 20. Keep watching. Thank you.